Hi. Hello there. Welcome to episode 2 of the Digital ILIAD devlog. Today I think we're going to be working mainly on input and like pathfinding, just getting our little characters up and moving around a very rudimentary tile map we've drawn up. If that goes smoothly, we might start working on trying to adjust the tile map walls, just try to work on some occlusion issues with tile map walls, but we'll see. I'm trying to stream for maybe about 2 hours today. The first stream, episode 0, was about an hour. The episode 1 ended up being about an hour and a half, and so we're going to see if I can stretch to about 2 hours today. It's a lot tougher to maintain focus over that period of time than I thought it would be. So, I guess streaming is a muscle, and we're going to start trying to exercise it, but let's not get too crazy, I might call it. If it gets too bad, it was amazing to me how much harder it was to think up through issues while also trying to, talk through them and stream. And I'm kind of more of a monotasker than a multitasker, so it was a lot for me, but we're gonna work on it. Let's see how it goes today. All right, let me bring up the screen share here. All right, everything looks good. Hopefully everything sounds good. Hoping the music is a little more audible today, but not being too overwhelming like it was in the initial stream. All right, so the issue that we are addressing today is that we are not able to select our characters right now. We tried using a raycast approach yesterday, which worked, but was unable to distinguish by itself between characters closer to the foreground and characters closer to the background. So we're gonna work on that. So we're gonna take the mouse entered, mouse exited approach for determining whether the mouse is over something. But because that doesn't take distance into account, we need to do something here. Here's our old physics raycasting approach. I don't know if process or physics process is supposed to come first, but let's not worry about that. Let's just get that in there because we're going to need it. Gotta get the delta in there. I'll just say we're not going to use it for now. Also underestimated the tax on my voice yesterday from just talking for an hour and a half straight, so we're going to try to stay hydrated. Alright, so basic flow is really simple. The collision object is going to let our crew member know when the mouse is entered or exited, and we're just going to emit a signal that we have connected to the input handler, which is an autoloader here. Bugger is very upset with me for some reason. I'd like to read the rest of this out, thank you. Method has expected 0 arguments, but called with 1. Oh, that's silly. Should be easy. still getting used to the conventions here. Do I not declare the type? Seems fine. Let's see if we get at least rid of these. We rerun. Okay, yeah, so that was the issue. We didn't have a parameter in the function. We want this. We want this because we want to get their position. We want to be able to call back down to what I'm going to rename in the active tense. Having it be past tense doesn't make sense to me now that I've thought about it for 5 seconds. So what I think we want to do is we want to add all of these, each frame basically, to a list. We're just going to keep calling it a mouse, even though this is just the cursor. We might refactor that to rename it to be more generic, because we do want controller support. And so, like, there won't be a mouse, but there will always be a cursor for sure. But whatever. That's semantics. Let's not worry about semantics right now. Moused over. Let's make this. Make it a dictionary. Make it an array. We can make it a dictionary. I think the dictionary is okay because then we can add it. The question is, do we want the key or the value to be? I don't know. We can do it either way. Yeah, let's just do it as an array for right now. We're gonna just write things out as simply as possible at first and then just wait to get a... So if we're not already in moused over, is it preferred? Do we just append or push? Append. I think it's append. Push back, push front. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's do append. I think that's the simplest. Super simple. Likewise. So I foresee one issue with this already, which is that if we don't record, sorry if I just bumped the microphone, it's like right where my elbow should be. Although I've got a noise reduction, like an RTX powered noise reduction system that seems like really good. I'm like running tons of fans and stuff and I don't hear it. That's cool. So we're not adding the position at time of enter, at the time the mouse entered. No, that shouldn't really be an issue. We should just be able to call that each frame, and I don't think we care if it changes. Yeah. Right now we're gonna just support selecting a single crew member, but we might add like a drag boxing kind of thing. I want a much more robust like pathfinding system that can handle like obstacles and like disputed tiles before I add the ability to select more than one character at a time. So we want to be able to handle that well without them like overlapping and stuff. So let's process this. So we're going to go through. It's not really selected. We're looking at highlighted at the moment. Selection. Our selection might actually not be the same. Might also be an array. Because highlighted, we're going to highlight the selection and this. We'll call this something else. We call it like potential. We're gonna do this. We're gonna call it potential. It's gonna be like our candidate for selection. And we'll detect for like a mouse click. What's the issue here? Oh, it's just the issue's here. It's just all right. Or crew member in moused over. Closest is going to be we're going to just use their actual position right now, but I think we're going to switch to using like maybe a tile map position at some point. Maybe not. No, because we'd want to be able to select them if there's like sub-tile differences, like if they're moving through the tile and they're closer than someone else who might be in the tile. Yeah, okay. Position. Oh, so if position dot y, actually we want it to be greater. Where's the? I guess it depends on how we handle the origin. Unless there's like a built-in distance function that we can just use. Which there might be. Oh, hey. Hey, Wind. Good morning. Or evening. However it is. How's it going? We're just getting started this morning. We started a little late, but I'm going to try to go a little later today, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We don't actually want this to be infinite. We want it to be like negative infinity. Position.y is greater than distance. Then we'll just replace the closest with the crew member. Yeah, exactly. And then we'll see if we've already selected this. If not, we only care if it's not. And also, we also want to clean up our previous selection. Closest is potential. Actually, I don't know why I'm declaring a variable here. We already have one up here. Oh, we have our potential. Actually, we want to clean up the potential too, so we do want to do that. So if closest not potential, they're not the same thing. Potential that is selected. Oh, we need something other than is selected. We need highlighted and selected. We need those different things because, like, if we mouse over, we want to highlight them. These could be like different things, but we could also just call highlight on selected as well. Oh, I'm good, thanks. I am surprisingly tired. I think doing this has, like, getting into this habit, I think I'm struggling to adjust a little bit. We don't really need this conditional check, but we're just going to do it in case we care about it later. Anyway, I think I'm just trying to get into the habit here. Just keep it up until it becomes second nature. Unhighlight is such a dumb word, but that's what we're going to call this. This is fine, and then instead of this, we'll just call highlight. Just call unhighlight. I hope the music's not too loud for you. I bumped it up a little bit over yesterday because when I was listening to the VODs, I just couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear it at all, so I was like, we'll try it a little louder today. But oh yeah, we are not setting is highlighted. That is a good point. I should have just copy and pasted the select one and just reused it, but that would be too easy. I really appreciate the co-piloting. Good. Okay, good. I'm glad. I've tried monitoring it myself, but like I don't think I know how to get a good monitor from it, just because everything's crazy. Like I think I have the streaming service volume at like 10%, and then I have my own desktop volume at like 10%. Maybe that's because I'm on headphones and it's like very loud by default. Okay, this seems fine. This is good. Right, so the closest is not our potential selection here. Potential will be unhighlight. Oops. Is highlight one word or two? I think it's one word. It's closest. Maybe I don't know how to do this syntax. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Giri Igaki. I appreciate that. I really do. I like work from home most of the time, so I am so used to just sitting silently in front of a computer. Like I'm not even in that many meetings, so like this is like a big a big difference, just talking through my thought process, focusing on not just the one thing in front of me, but the chat, my posture, just all the little things, just all the distractions. I've got like 3 monitors going here. It's a little much for me, but we're working on, and I'm learning Godot on top of all of it. But luckily, I've got some really great backseat advisors here. So, like, I would normally just do this. What's the fun, like, Godot? Can I just say, like, not equals? Or do I say if is not? Yeah, rubber duck chat, exactly. So, I would expect if closest is not. But it doesn't like is not. Not is. Oh, whatever. I'm trying to use their regular world version of this. We'll look this up later, but what the plain English not equals syntax is for GDScript. But we'll just do this because I'm tired of looking at these errors here. Just my debugger just full. Anyway, Giri, we were working on a little FTL-like. It's like early days. We're only a few hours in here. All we've got is a little test area with some programmer art, really bad programmer art. We're just working on input selection that distinguishes like near field and farther field. I'm hoping we eventually get to a point where we're looking something like this. This was a little like proof of concept little scene. This is my idea of like a deck bridge. We're trying to do an isometric thing rather than like the FTL top down. And there's definitely a bunch of problems with this image, but this is kind of just the vibe I'm going for. So hopefully we are going to build it up pixel by pixel. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am not an artist, but I've been learning for this, kind of just doing a little of everything. And I actually enjoy making the pixel art a lot more than I thought it would. I guess because isometric pixel art is very rule-based, like, which I enjoy. Oh well, right now we're just fiddling around with the selection logic here. So I don't think we need this conditional. So the potential is the closest. We don't care about this yet. Let's not worry about selection. Let's just... Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I spent like a couple weeks on that. But, since it's all sprites and stuff, I'm hoping I can reuse a lot of that stuff. I think my big struggle, personally, as an artist, is gonna be like getting the animations to feel good. Like this is our basic run animation, and it is rough. But, you know, when you scale it correctly and it's like this big on the screen, like, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Gary. I really like that about pixel art. Like, for me, that's part of the reason why these little characters are like 4 by like 15 or 16 or whatever they are. They're like really small because, to me, it makes the choices, making the choice of whether to put the pixel there or there seems like really obvious to me when it's that small, because the wrong choice is like super obvious. Whereas I even tried just like doubling it so I could put some faces on them. And even then I got to the point where I was like, I don't feel confident enough with like drawing the anatomy or figuring it out. I was just like, I'm gonna just chill at this very, very low resolution. The highest resolution thing I did was like this mouse cursor, and like the original version of it was like way too big. We're crashing. Potential, unhighlight. I mean, I guess I should do an if potential has. Do that duck typing. Is this how you do it? I honestly haven't done this part yet. No, you don't call it, you just say like... that's not how you do it either. You just say if it's not null. I would like to do that, the duck typing part, but... Thank you, Gary. Oh, what is this link? Puddles and reflections after rain. Let me check this out. Oh yeah. Oh, this is cool. They really captured, like, as someone who wears glasses, they've really captured the look of like what it's like to look out at like a rainy day. That's good. No, yeah, I like that a lot. Like, they've made the main character blurry in a really interesting way. Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I love that just total axis alignment. Like, you're not like turning the whole sprite, you're like redrawing the sprite at each angle. I like that too. Yeah, this is rad. Super cool. Thank you for sharing that. All right, let's see. See if that fixed anything. Okay, so we're not crashing, but we're also not doing anything. So let's look at that. Oh, we're not highlighting, we're just unhighlighting. Oh no, we are. We're just not calling the function. Yeah, I think fewer pixels is fewer pixels is quite nice. That's another reason why I'm like, I went, oh, okay, so we're highlighting, but we're not unhighlighting. That's okay. Since we're managing the booleans in this character. But yeah, part of the reason why I'm going for the pixel art style is so that like the game always looks good, which like I guess doesn't really matter for 3D art anymore. Like I guess you can like there's so much stylized 3D art like a Short Hike or I'm playing like Lethal Company with some friends, and like I feel like in the early 2000s people would see like Lethal Company and be like, wow, this looks like just like this looks terrible. But nowadays we see Lethal Company and we're like, this is awesome. like I think our sensibility has changed a lot. So if not is highlighted equals true. Function unhighlight. If is highlighted equals false. Sprite 2D use parent material equals true. So we're not getting to this. Maybe it has to do with my null check here. Closest for crew member and moused over. Position. Oh, we need to iterate through anyone else. No, we don't need to iterate through moused over. Because we just have the one potential and we're managing it every frame. So closest is not equal to potential. Then we highlight the closest. If the potential is not equal null, we'll unhighlight the potential. Oh, thank you for the follow, Geary. We could do that because we don't really need to worry about this part. Yeah, let's try that. Try that, see what that does. I appended a potential on mouse exit. A potential is not an array. Oh, am I doing that? That's wrong. If I wrote that somewhere. Okay, so it's working sort of for that one. Now it's decided to stop working. Okay, we've got some interesting behavior going on here. This is all we're looking at. I'm going to bring the camera in a little closer. No, I'm sure I'm not doing anything right at this point. So let's not do that. Just so I want to test the rest of it. So I think this all is right, because this is like the simplest thing that we could possibly be doing. Parent material false. Let's engage as the shader. Okay, so yeah, the problem is here. We are... Oh, yeah, this is very wrong. I don't know why. This is it. This is the source of the problem. We need to remove. Oh, erase. Oh, thank you, Gary. Yeah, I think I'm really happy with the Godot community so far. Like, just the amount of support. Like, I joined a local Godot group, and just online as well. Like, the Godot community is so awesome. As something of a Unity refugee, it's really refreshing to see. Okay, so yeah, I think you're right. I think this is definitely the problem. Because we keep considering it even though we should remove it from consideration. This should give us the behavior, the exact behavior we want here. Nope. Alright. Alright. So I think this was important. So if not crew member in moused over, if crew member in moused over, on mouse exited. Yeah. That's good. I'm convinced this part's right. So there's something wrong in our logic here. Yeah, this is I wouldn't even, I know this, you said this was early progress. This calling it progress feels like a little bit like putting the cart before the horse. This is just early. Oh, if I have a potential, no, we're good. Oh, I'm not recording. No, we're just choosing the closest each frame from the moused over. We don't care what the last highlighted one was, which I call potential. Yeah, when I erase, yeah, I could do it. I wanted to clean it up in here just to like see the logic of it, but if that doesn't work, we'll do it a little more upstream, I guess. Just wanted to try to control it here. That's not how you do the has syntax. Is it like a, does it need to be a string? Is that how you do it? Take a look at the docs here real quick. I think I was trying to do too much stuff off screen last couple of streams. Like I was like looking at stuff off screen, off the main screen. I'm just gonna throw up everything on here. We're not embarrassed about going through here. We wanted to talk about duck typing here. Would that be? Is it in the manual? I don't know where that would be. Let's not worry about this. The not null thing is probably okay. We won't be in potential anymore. We're trying to unhighlight potential before we replace it every time. So this is firing because we are highlighting. This is sometimes firing. Yeah, no, I get that there was a highlight in there, a function call in there, and it wouldn't work. But I don't want to write it as a property, like. But maybe that's what you do. I was trying to write it as a property, and I don't know. Let's see if it works. Let's just try to learn here. Yeah, it doesn't like this either. So maybe it is supposed to be in a string. That doesn't seem right, but let's see what the... Yeah, that's not right. Non-existent function has in base. Okay, so this isn't even the right sentence. Yeah, let's not worry about this right now. We can look that up. We can look that up later. I don't want to pore over the docs at the moment to find that. Yeah, why are we not consistently unhighlighting? Just gonna stare at this for a second and see what's happening. So it's choosing the wrong one for one thing. It's choosing the one that's, yeah, okay. That's weird. Okay, now it chose the right one. And then it's never unhighlighting them. Yeah, let's just throw that in down here. Let's see. Crew member. Because there's no harm in just calling this function all the time. Let's see if that does what we want. So that does it. That sort of does it. So we're still, because the problem with that is that if we handle that logic just in mouse exited, this overlap area, we get some issues. So, okay, we are selecting the object in the foreground to an extent. I probably want to expand the collider around the characters a little bit. It's probably what I want to do to make that more obvious. Like, I think this character is 14 units tall. So let's just make this 16. Just to make it a little more clear. We'll adjust the width if we need to. Okay, so this is working as I imagine it would. Well, sorta. Something weird just happened here. Yeah, this... Something weird is going on here. This shouldn't happen. Also arguably shouldn't happen. The division here is a little strange. Okay, yeah, so we do at least. So our little backup cleanup system is helping of calling it in on exit, but it's not sufficient. Hey, Ironic, yes, we are using the on mouse entered and on mouse exit, but all we're really doing when we get that is emitting a signal to the input handler. The input handler is adding each crew member to an array of moused over entities or removing them. We've put this in here as kind of just a catch-all that's sort of working. Not really. But it's sort of working. Because we're having this issue where we basically go through, we say like, okay, we want to determine a closest character. Start with a negative infinity distance. And then we're just... Oh. We're never setting distance. Oh, man. So it's always replacing the closest entity, which with whatever entity it's comparing against. Oof. Oh, big oof. Okay, let's comment this out and see if we get the behavior we want. As far as only hovering over the closest. Okay, so the unhighlight... Okay, so we're basically getting actually worse behavior than before. So the unhighlighting is still not working, but if we combine these two things... It's sort of working. Like, moving from the front to the back is working because we're leaving. We're leaving and we're never going to select the back one in favor of the front one. But if we do this, we continue to highlight the back one because we're not actually exiting the back one's area until we get down to here. So we do need a way of cleaning up. So we need to take another look here. So we're not getting here. We're not getting to this. I don't exactly know why. Because we want whatever our last, the potential one is the one, by potential I mean our potential selection, because it's the one that we're highlighted over. It doesn't totally make sense yet because we haven't gotten to the selection part. We're just trying to deal with like the mouse hover part. But okay. So this first part is working now. We always get the one that we want. We're just not adequately cleaning up, which this is supposed to be our cleaning up. So why is this not? Is highlighted as false. Not that it's true. I'm pretty sure this whole section is being managed correctly. I don't feel bad about this. So there's a weird problem here. I'm gonna do the thing that I do to solve these problems, which is to stare at the behavior. Selection is good. You just need to solve for this case. This is the case we're trying to solve for, that we cannot clean up just by using on mouse exit. So this one is our potential selection. It's highlighted. Then the frame that this one is enters, on mouse enters, this becomes our potential selection. This one behind it, being the prior potential selection, should be unhighlighted. We should call that. I guess what we do is just put a breakpoint here and see if we ever get there. I mean, we almost certainly will. No, we don't. Oh, that's the problem. So this, the potential is not equal to null. Ah. Oops. we were one indented too far. We're never assigning potential to closest because I indented this too far. Oops. Oopus. Alright, now we should fully get the behavior we're looking for here. Oh, nope, we get a crash. Non-existent function, highlight, and base null. Here, huh? Here, huh? Oh, is that because closest starts as being null? It's easy, I guess. Probably a better way to do this. So we want to deal with the fact that we might actually not have anyone. We could also just like early out if there's nobody in moused over, but let's just do it as simply as possible for now. So if closest is 90, we'll know closest. So if this is true, so if closest is null, that means we don't actually have anyone we're mousing over. In which case, want this, I guess, just to clean it up. Figure out a better null check. Closest is instance valid. Okay, there we go. That's a nice preferred null check. Oh, we're getting it. Well, we're sort of getting it. We're selectively getting it. For some reason, moving away and moving back over it. It's something that I've done just now here. So if closest is null, and if potential is not null, we'll unhighlight. Almost works, yeah. So it works almost. All right, let's see. I mean, we could also just is crew member. Does this also work? Let's do this instead. Is instance valid? Let's try this and then see if we're getting the same behavior. Oops. Crash. Non-existent function. Yeah, that's rough. Do I need to do something like this? No. Okay. That crashes. Let's just go to node and see if we can find that. Yeah, it seems to be not like being set at all. Maybe what we actually want is something that's under object. It's possible. Let's check object. Oh, it's a check. Is instance valid? Node. Okay. Let's try that. Let's try that. Is it like that? Okay, so this is the curious part. Probably has something to do with the part that I just added before we did this null checking stuff. Perplexing. So if this instance is valid, if it's not that, we'll highlight this. Oh, maybe we want something like... We need to get rid of that. Yeah, I think that was it. I think it wasn't cleaning up potential, so it wasn't failing the null check. All right, we did it. We're always selecting, or we're always highlighting the closer character. Always. And if we're not moused over anyone, we highlight no one. We did it. It only took an hour. It only took an hour to do basic mouse over technique. But that's okay. We're not in a rush. We're not terribly crunched for time. Except in like a, except in like the greatest sense. Yeah, that was the easy part. Now we just hit the button that creates the rest of the game. Where is that button in Godot? Pretty sure Unreal has a make the rest of the game button. That's what I want. Okay, so this is good. So we're doing our mouse over stuff. Now the question is, actually there is no question. We're just gonna start doing it here. Godot.makeGame, games.ftl-like. I'm not gonna lie, I saw enough like port your game from Unity into Godot videos that I was like, surely this would be easy. But I very explicitly was like, I don't want to just do the C# Godot thing right now. I want to like actually build something up from scratch. I want to try to use Godot the way the designers kind of intended. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using the C# one. It actually seems like it's just gonna get better and better over time. Especially when it's like indistinguishable from like a GD extension. I think that'll be cool. Highlight tile the mouse is over. I looked at doing that because of the overlap. So like we can look at that. So if we like go to the tile map and go over here. So the vertical element of the tiles actually overlap. So if you wanted to like, if I was painting with just this, I have these different versions of the tile. So if I just painted with this, and this is outlined on all four sides. So if you do that, it actually just, the closer tile overrides. So I could highlight the tile, but I would need to highlight all four, which is not bad. That's doable. I just need to change 4 tiles. Honestly, what I think I'm gonna do is, I don't have it here, but I basically have just like a white version of the tile outlines, and I think we're just gonna make one of those. And it'll be like a separate, that'll just be a sprite that we just lay on top of, and it'll be 2 pieces. It'll be like the front half and the back half, so that the back half still renders behind whatever character's in the tile. But yeah, I think we will get to that point. Yeah, because like if you're not highlighting over a character, we would want to highlight the tile. Highlight the tile map.toLocal. It would be using the orange lines, but close enough. That would be close. I mean, I think we are gonna eventually just be highlighting tiles, something like that. But we want a little bit more sophistication towards our tile picker, like, because if I'm just highlighting a tile, we want to highlight the tile. But if I'm highlighting a character in the tile, we want to highlight. So like if my mouse is over this character in the foreground, the tile map painter thinks I'm in the tile behind it. So we just need to make that part of our input handling so that we don't get weird situations like that where I'm highlighting a character and the tile behind them. So I think we're going to get there. I don't think we're going to do that right this second, but we're definitely going to get there. At the moment, what I want to do is handle the selection phase now. So I could be passing around like object IDs and doing that same check. That's cool. I don't know why I would do that, but it's good to know. All right. I think we're about halfway through for today. I think I'll probably stream for another hour. Then I gotta get ready for work. But it's been good so far. This feels like the strongest stream so far for me as far as comfort and productivity. I really appreciate everyone in the chat, all the help. Feeling good. So we got another hour, feeling fine. So now we're gonna do the selection part. So if our potential selection is valid, so I could do it this way, or I do all of this and then I put in the input. I guess we need to map some input here. Let's pass for now. And then let's map some input here. I mean, I could just actually, we don't have to map input to start. We can just like check the mouse itself, right? Input. Is mouse button pressed? That's probably what we want. The mouse button's like an enumeration. So if mouse button left. Okay, okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Easy. Alright, so let's do that. We're eventually going to change all of this to just work on input maps and like a software cursor, I guess, or I don't know. Or a way of manipulating the cursor. I actually don't know how that works with the controllers, but we definitely want a cursor-powered controller, or a controller-powered cursor that's indistinguishable from the mouse cursor at some point. With maybe some tricks to get it to like auto center into tiles. I was looking at Into the Breach, and they have really good joystick cursor support. Feels really good. And I think that would be on brand to just take the input system from another subset game. A subset games game? Is that the right way of saying that? FTL developers, subset games. I don't know if it's subset games or just subset. I think it's subset games. So yeah, a subset games game. Because it's mainly FTL, but Into the Breach is pretty good too. So we're definitely going to draw from a lot of that. Okay, and then we want, can I just say 0? No, 1. It's 1. Or no, it has to be a button. No, it should be, 1 should be fine. So if we... Is there a difference between mouse button down and like mouse button pressed? So if we're pressing... Let's keep... No, that's key press. Is mouse button pressed. Kind of wanted the version of this where it's like only pressed the first frame. Like, is action just pressed? I guess that's what I want. Started. Guess we actually want this. Yeah. No, I agree. I do want to use actions. I'm really trying to get myself in the mindset of just doing the first time I attempt something in here to just do the simplest version of it each time. We've failed to that we failed at that to a certain extent so far, but because it's sometimes hard to know what the actual simplest way to do something is, but the idea is to just do it the simplest way each time. Yeah, there we go. So we have a select. Yeah, so we're gonna use is action just pressed. I know I don't have to save every time I write something in here, but it's like a weird habit. All right, so if our action has just been pressed and if potential is valid, if potential is not equal to our selection, it's easy. And here we're going to have an elif. Is instance valid? Let's do that first. So this way, we need to add something to our crew member then. So if not, it's highlighted. So if is highlighted. So we want to make sure that we're not unhighlighting something that is selected. So if is highlighted. So if we're highlighted and if we're not is selected, then we can do this. That way we won't accidentally unhighlight stuff that we don't want to, I think. Alright, we haven't run it in a while, so let's be concerned. Nope, so we aren't doing it. Let's see where the issue is here. If not is selected, selected is true, highlight. Selected is false, unhighlight. Alright, so there's something here going on probably. Potential is not equal to select. Action just pressed select. point this. So we are getting there. We're getting to the select. Closest is this object. This object is already highlighted, which makes sense. It's not selected yet, which also makes sense. Distance is 0, which is a little weird. Oh no, this object is right at 0. It's right at the origin. That's fine. Moused over, array size 1. So the potential and the selection are the same. So as far as I can tell, we should be doing this. We're gonna try selecting something and then pause, I think. So we've clicked on that. He's not highlighted, but let's see. Let's look at the remote. Anyone selected? No. So concerning. Is this a problem here? So if there is no potential... Oh, this is super wrong. It's if there is no... So if there's no potential, but there is a selection, and input... So we want this again. We only want to unselect if we left mouse click like off of anyone selected. So we're like, the problem is we were just unselecting as soon as we were selecting. All right, we did it. Oh, we sort of did it. We now have this problem. Is that I'm clicking. It worked the first time. Yeah, it works for you now. And then if I click off... There's a... Oh, interesting. So I can select you, unselect you, select you, unselect. So I can't select... I can select both of them. That's maybe an issue that I don't want. Let's deal with that first. If there's a potential, and if the potential action, and if the potential is not the same as the selection. First, we want to unselect the old selection. Change the selection and then select. Something like that. It looks a little weird, but the behavior should be fine. Oh, we crashed. Ugh, we need another valid. A lot of null checks in this system. We're gonna conceive of a better system that's not just null checks everywhere. But I think that's why they have the duck typing. Which I guess then there would just be duck typing everywhere, but should be fine. Yeah, so I can't... So once I select a character, and then I unselect them, it's not letting me reselect them, which is interesting. That is bizarre, because I can go select this other one, so I can go back and forth. No problem. I can do this all day here. I can go back and forth and select them, but as soon as I... Okay, so if I change selection, I can go back and select this one. But if I unselect by clicking off screen here, then it only lets me select the other one. It doesn't let me go back to the same one. That is interesting. You know, I was hoping to dip my toes into pathfinding today, but it is quickly looking like it's going to be a tomorrow problem. Pathfinding, which is fine. We want this sorted out. I've messed around with all 3 of the Godot. I mean, I haven't messed around with the navigation layers and stuff because that's like overkill for what we're doing, but I've messed around with their A-star 2D, A-star 3D, and their A-star grid 2D. I think we're going to end up using A-star grid 2D. Because I think that'll work really nice with the tile map. My original vision for this was actually like stacking the layers a lot more. Like having stacks of like multiple decks of the ship and moving vertically between them. But for a number of reasons, I'm moving away from that. But that caused me to like dive really hard into the A-star 3D so that I could try out the 3D pathfinding. It was fine, but I think doing A-star grid 2D is just going to be a lot easier, as well as just having one flat tile map in most places instead of all these managing layers of multiple decks of the ship. That would be... It's still an option, but I'm thinking less and less like that's a good idea. But we'll see. Anyway, let's solve this one problem. So our problem is that if I unselect and then I try to reselect the same one that I unselected, and if I do it by clicking off screen, which is this part. Oh, it's because I'm not nulling the selection, I think. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. All right, let's see. We got like 30, 40 minutes. What do we want to do? We could do the highlight the tiles thing. That could be cool. Or we could start laying the groundwork for pathfinding. Okay. Okay, that's totally fine. Yeah, they are both sort of things on top of tilemap. So I guess let's maybe do the highlight, because we're gonna want, as soon as we start moving stuff around, we are gonna want to be able to visualize where we're moving to. So we will want to be able to highlight tiles. Seems reasonable. Let's go to our A sprite. Let's see. I swear I had a highlight tile. Yeah, it's this one. Where are you? Saved. This actually is maybe not the way we want to do it. This is the way where if we were doing it as just a node, that we're like, just as a sprite that we're instantiating when we need it. Let's take the approach of doing it as like tile highlights first. I think I have something for that. Yeah, I have this, which is like the four versions of the highlight, or the four versions of the deck tile, and then, or I guess this up top is the four versions of the deck tile, and then I have each of the possible highlights that we need for each of those. So I think the logic of this is going to be kind of a pain, but I don't think it should be that bad. Because we basically have, so this will be the low, because we need to replace, if we're highlighting a tile, we need to replace 3 tiles to do it. We need to replace the back tile and the 2 front tiles. I don't think it's that bad, because then we just say, you know, what tile is this? Is this like a tile that's on an edge over here? Is it a tile that's on an edge over here? Is it a tile that's in a corner? And then we say what tile, where's the highlighted tile relative? So like this is the tile diamond down. So this would be the tile that's below it in Y space along the Y axis. This is the one below it on the X axis, and then this is the actual tile itself that we're trying to highlight. I think that's it. So let's move that over to the project. It's called deck plus highlight, or is this just deck highlight? Let's actually override this one. It's fine. That was just this tile, which is like the simplest thing in the world. Yeah, moving a sprite 2D with transparency around the mouse and hiding it when appropriate. That's the simple way to do it. And we do, like I said, we do love the simple way to do it first. I'm just thinking we probably want to highlight... I guess we only ever really need to highlight a couple of things. We need to highlight potentially the tile that we have selected and the tile that we are moving to. You're right. Moving a sprite with transparency around the mouse is the simplest option, and that is the one we're going to favor to start. So I'm going to rewrite this over the other one. Don't worry, I'm not losing any data here. And then we just need to make that. So we're going to make a new scene, make a node 2D. What I do probably need to do, I do need to reopen this real quick. Just do a quick export. Deck highlight PNG already exists. Oh, this is the wrong project. That's why. Right. Export it to here. It's the same file, so that's not a problem. And then, so the only trick of this is that we actually need two sprites for this. I should have pasted his sibling. Still getting used to this tree system here. And so this is going to be behind. Control D to duplicate nodes. Thank you. Thank you for knowing the hotkeys. No promise that I'm going to remember them, but don't need this anymore. This weird thing where if I click at the top of the Godot engine, it like will go to another window, and I don't totally understand why. I guess I could full screen it. Maybe that makes that go away. So, scenes. This is going to be the highlight. Highlight scene. Then we just need to... I guess I should have assigned the sprite and then duplicated it. That would have been like the smart move. And I think the way we're going to do this is one of these up. Wait, which one's this one? Which one am I moving? Oh, I'm moving the node itself. I don't want to do that. I want to move this. Oh, I see. Selecting overlapping things is kind of a struggle for me at the moment. I think we move it down by 4, maybe. Oh no, you go up by 4. You're behind. Behind goes up by 4. 4 goes down by 4. And then 4 might be too far. We look at the texture region. You want like to edit the region, and you're before, so you want just the first half of this. Like that. Let's trim that up so it's about 4 and 4. I want it to be like pixel perfect. We'll do the same thing here. Region, do the back half. Okay, so that's good. The positions are too far. So it's actually -2. Snap noddle, is that an option that I didn't see? Snap mode pixel snap, love it. Will it remember that when I try to do it somewhere else? Yes, it will. Beautiful, thank you. I thought that was the effect, but that was the default effect, but I guess not. You are an incredible pilot. Co-pilot. Thank you. Thank you, Wind. Alright, so this should be good. We're doing 2 of them so that hopefully the Y sorting just kind of handles itself most of the time. It might not be great. We might need to move the texture origins around a little bit to get exactly what we want. Or just do some like Z indexing. Actually, what am I talking about? I honestly don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, that would be if this was in 3D, which I don't think we're doing. This is actually overkill, and I'm a fool because the before will never actually be in front of anything. There's a reason I did this. Maybe it has to do with... Oh, it had to do with overlapping the tiles, but that's not necessary. I could just put it on a different Z index than the tile map. Whatever. Forget we did it. Forget everything. Forget about it. We're gonna, again, do the simplest thing first. I swear there was a reason I had the split in mind. But yeah, 2 sprites are cheap. There was, I think in my original mind, I think previously I was thinking about doing like more of a cubic selection thing rather than just highlighting just a square on the floor. And I think in that case, I wanted to make sure that the sorting was correct, but yeah, this was definitely too overkill here. Whatever, 1 sprite. And so It is built in. It needs to be enabled. So we've enabled Y-sort on all of our tile maps. For the isometric, I don't think that stuff is enabled by default necessarily. But I don't know. I mean, it's got this little thing on it, so I guess it wasn't. The Y-sort enabled on. Default is off. But yeah, I think you can normally just use z-indexes. So I think it's different than z-indexing. So I think Y-sort is only useful for handling objects that are on the same z-index. So we could easily just do z-index stuff to solve some of this stuff if we run into it, if it becomes a problem. Sorry, I really need like a cup of tea when I'm doing this. I feel my voice start to get raspy after about an hour and a half. Hopefully it doesn't sound bad, but I can feel it. I don't know how someone like Thor does this for like 8 hours or 12 hours in a day, whatever he's doing. It's incredible to me. Okay, back to what we were doing. So we're gonna just instantiate. Now we have this function call finally. Actually, I guess, yeah, let's get rid of that. Unready. It's not what I want. Now we're doing like preloading. Which I am. Now we're instantiating some nodes. And I'm such a newbie that I'm going to go look at some of the instantiation stuff. Why is this not where I think it is? You're right. You're right. Just always have it in the tree. Very right. We might need more than one, is maybe the only thing of it. So, yeah, I guess we can make a couple of them. Let's grab our scene. I'm so used to doing all of my instantiation and stuff. Nope. Probably. I don't want to draw it over, so I probably want them in the tile map. Highlight. We might need, because we might need more than one, we might have a few of these here, but let's just start with one. And then we can just drag it on here. What was it? Control? Yeah, look at that. We want to start with this not visible. We don't actually need to do anything in ready then, huh? Oh, I like stopped my thought midway, but I'm not used to like managing the scene hierarchy because in Godot, or not, in Unity, I was always handling stuff procedurally. So I'm so used to, like, I did not use the Unity editor for very much. I was doing everything, all of that management stuff in code, and that's just like what I'm used to. But the interface here is so nice. That's why I'm like not running an IDE. I'm gonna use the GD script. I'm gonna use the built-in code editor so that I have all of this access to the scene editor, and I'm really trying to integrate all of that together. But yeah, it's definitely definitely a learning process for me. Okay, so we have our highlight, and well, how do we want to do this? We also probably want the tile map. Not sure if we want to handle all of this in the input handler. I guess this part we do. So essentially, if we are mousing over a tile, we want to turn on the highlight if it's off. Forward tile map input signal into input handler. Oh yeah. Geary, I really like how compact Godot is. It has similar vibes to me as a fantasy console, but without the limitations, if that makes sense. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It's like when I saw people working with like it feels like a much better version of like when I saw people working like all that, like making those Pico 8 games and stuff. I was like, oh, that looks cool, but like I'm like not committed to like the retro workflow and stuff. I don't need a retro workflow. I need like something compact, like you're saying. And this is really cool. I am really enjoying Godot. I'm also just enjoying Godot's like native like 2D support over Unity. Like Unity is only ever like a 3D engine pretending to do 2D. But Godot's like native, having like the basic unit in Godot 2D be the pixel is like the coolest thing to me. Having stuff be snappy and crisp like that is so good. Okay, so why are we forwarding the tilemap input signal? So tilemap has... Can tilemap tell if I'm mousing over it? Not really. I would need to do a collision object on it. And I would need to like draw a collision object as if it was... Yeah, I don't love that. I would need to like draw a polygonal collision object. I think what we're gonna do instead is just lean on tilemap here. There, let's look at tilemap. I think I have a feeling like I remember a way to do this, but we're gonna double check. We're gonna do a quick sanity check here. Not get cell tile data. We want to get the get used cells. Let's look at get used cells. Yeah. So we can just get used cells. And then, if the mouse is over a cell, we'll highlight it. We'll move the highlight to there. And if it's not highlighted, or if the highlight is invisible, we will turn it on here. What value do I get back? Did I close that window? I did. Cool. Tilemap. Can I? Oh, sick. Okay. Array vector 2i. Having a hard time with this menu. I'm like, oh, I gotta tab back over to something. I do not. All of the scripts are right here. Tilemap. So let's keep track of our floor tiles. We have that. If we have our get, if we have all our cell tiles, we should be good. Get used cells. That's what I typed, right? Get used cells. I need to define the layer. 0. Okay. So let's do this last. Variable mouse tile. It's tilemap dot get tile position. How do we do? What's that? What is that? What is the command for that? It's like a conversion that we can do from get from actual game space into tile space. Local to map. That's it. Local to map. Local mouse. Get global mouse position. If floor tiles as what's the problem here? Expected after if. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm still typing it, jeez. Floor tiles has mouse tile. Why is that not working? Is it in? If floor tiles in, or if mouse tile in floor tiles, that's probably the right way to do it. Yeah. Mouse tiles in floor tiles. Highlight dot visibility. That's true. Let's move it. Highlight dot position equals tile map dot map. What's the reverse of local to map? Is it just like map to local? Is that right? Local to map, map to local. Yep. Cool. Floor tiles, else. Dot visibility is false. So this is super simple. It's just going to follow the mouse cursor around, which I think is good. Let's see if it crashes immediately. Floor tiles equals tiles.get use cells 0. Get use cells in base null instance on a null instance. Okay. Should be able to do this. I should be able to call this. Shouldn't be a null instance. Oh, this is the wrong... This is not the right path, because, like, do I need to mention the game manager in here? I don't think so. I just dragged them over. Huh. Okay, that's weird. I mean, this is what... When I do it, this is what I'm getting here. Oops. Yeah, that's what it gives me. I feel like if I needed to specify... Like, I get that this refers to a child, and this is a... Do I need to mention the intervening game manager? Like, is this... Should it be this? It's not that. Huh. Confusing. Let's think about this. Why is that what's happening? No, not found. No, not found. Relative to root input handler, relative to root input handler. Yeah, so there is this intervening root input hand. Oh, no, it's not relative to input handler. So yeah, I think we need to specify the full path. Because it's not relative to input handler. Okay, well that's weird that the clicking didn't work. What is the full path? Is it like... Let me look at node paths real quick, because that's definitely a syntax that I'm going to mess up. Let's look at node paths. Scene, no, scene, I want to see scene tree. I guess I could just do like get node, and that'll probably tell me something about scene paths. If it's in scene. We could do root. We could do it a couple of ways. We could do this. Game manager tilemap. I think that's the path. Let's get node. That should work. Yeah, okay, that did work. We're just gonna do the dot. I could do root, but since this is an auto load, its parent should always be the root anyway, so. Did it work? Nope. Why? Highlight dot visibility. Am I invalid set index visibility on base with type bool? Base node 2D with type bool. I'm doing this incorrectly. Visibility on. Visible, but it's also the canvas item. That's weird. Highlight.visibility is false. Invalid set index visibility on base. Do I need to like get the canvas item? Does it like not know to do that? Oh, I need to statically snipe it to an extent. Oh, to get code suggestions. Yeah, no worries. If I can't manage, I'm gonna have an issue. Yeah, so that part is all good, I think. The problem is I'm getting highlight as a node 2D. Do I need to get, so if I want to change its visibility, do I need to like get its canvas item first? Oh, it's visible, not visibility. Oops. Okay, I was losing my mind. I was like, that can't be the way. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Wind. Appreciate the help with the code suggestion. I was like wondering why I wasn't getting good code suggestion. It's because I was like dynamically typing everything. I wasn't enforcing a type. That's very good to know. So here we are having it. We are having the problem. But that's easy if I just make the tile map like a lower z index. So make the tile map like -1. Right? That's the right order, right? Higher ones draw over lower ones. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I guess I should make, what I should do is I mean, making the floor -1 or making the highlight 1 is like kind of the same thing. I guess I just have to, I wonder what'll happen if these are on the same. Oh, they are on the same, so yeah, I guess having the floor be 0 is fine. I like having the floor be 0, and then I think I'm gonna make the characters 1. Where do I do that? Ordering. Let's make the characters 1, and let's make the highlight 1. Let's build up. Let's save 0 for the floor. I think I do prefer that. Yeah, okay, so there's some stuff we want to do because we're doing the thing that I'm saying where we're like highlighting 1 and then showing the tile behind it. So we're gonna change that. We're gonna snap the highlight to the position of whatever we are outlined, whatever we're moused over. Let's do that. In which case this needs to be slot this in here somewhere. Let's see, where's the best point? So put it in here. Case we'll move, let's move this part above the mouse over. Do this part first, then we'll change it basically if we have a good reason to, like here. No, here. Because if this is where we determine what our highlight is, our mouse over highlight. We could also do it here. There's a few places we can do it. I'm not super happy with that, with this flow. Let's just do it here. It's easy. It's not really dependent on selection. In which case we just do it here. Highlight the position. Instead of that, it's going to be potential position. That should give us the behavior we want. It did for a frame. So yeah, we're not doing this correctly. We need a conditional in there somewhere. See where we want to slot this in. This back down here. If I don't like how we're just checking this like multiple times. There's probably a better place to put this. We're definitely going to reorganize this to an extent. I mean, most of what we're going to be doing is probably going to be reorganizing stuff to an extent. That's programming. I'm always game for a good refactor. So this we know we have. So for potentials, we know we are moused over something right now. But I'm only doing it if... Okay, now this is an indentation problem again. Oh, but I wanted this check. You know, we're going to move this. We're going to move this down to here. This is safer. Doesn't really matter where it goes, as long as it works. This should give us the behavior we want. Yep. That's it. So it snaps. That's it. That's what we were looking for. We do only want one highlight. We'll see. We'll see how we feel when we start moving stuff around. Okay, we didn't do much. We didn't do much today. We just handled selection. Pretty much just handled mouse over and selection. This is a little weird. But we still need to decide how we're going to deal with wall occlusions. So we will continue to think about that. To deal with issues of like this hallway. But that is not a problem for right now. Oh, we did it. We surpassed the 2-hour mark. I'm happy with that. Happy with that for now. Everything works. We know we're not doing this, so I'm going to get rid of this. I have a version of this written somewhere else, so I'm not afraid of getting rid of it. I don't want the cruft. Like, if we need to, like, we are using source control, version control, so yeah, getting rid of that commented code feels good. Don't know if we need this default comment. So is this true? Is ready the function that gets called when the node enters the scene tree for the first time? Wouldn't that be enter tree? I don't know. Let's get rid of it. Oh well. I feel good. I feel good about our progress. Yeah, progress is progress. Thank you, Wind. Couldn't do it without you. I mean, probably could, but it would take longer. Take a lot longer, probably. Because yeah, it's gonna take a long time to learn the tips and tricks and get familiar with the syntax and the kind of dynamic typing that needs to be worked on here. Oh well. We made it. We made it past the 2-hour mark, and my focus is failing, so jump back over here. Thank you for hanging out today. It's been really nice. It's been again, I was convinced that that my first few dozen streams is going to be to 0 viewers, but yeah, it's been really nice having people in the chat. So thank you. I'm gonna have some water. Anyway, that's all today. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll work on I think we'll work on pathfinding. Tomorrow will probably be mostly pathfinding. There are too few Godot streamers. I mean, like, Jackie Codes is like probably the queen of Godot streamers. I could watch Jackie all day, and I often do at work. So she's amazing. I've never done a raid before, so we're not going to do one today, but as soon as I'm comfortable, we're going to start trying to... Yeah, okay. I'm no comment. I really enjoy her tutorials and stuff. But yeah, you're right. We need more Godot. Most of the Godot content we get are people that we got like an influx during like the great Unity exodus, but it was all just like how I migrated my Unity project to Godot, which is like cool, but yeah, I'm hoping to get the momentum going. Twitch TV/Sorcery Story. Okay, I'm gonna check them out. That's great. Yeah, I'm always looking for people to watch that make Godot games. Anyway, I really do gotta go get ready for work, so goodbye for now. But it's been really great, and I look forward to the next stream. I was maybe dreading it before, but now I'm looking forward to them. So, bye.